Our next speaker will be Yvonne Chan. She will be sharing the power of belief. So imagine starting a journey with very little in your hands. No formal titles, limited means, and the immense weight of caring for 2 young children. And today she has more than 2. I will let her reveal her own number later. Yvonne's life was defined by survival, a season of quiet choices, and the steady conviction that life could bloom into something more. So she's here to remind us that even in our hardest seasons, there is a seed of possibility waiting for the right moment to grow. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands to welcome Yvonne.
Good evening, everyone. This is my first time, so a bit nervous. Okay. So I actually prepared some slides, so you can focus on the slide instead of focus on me. Okay, well, I'll say my story. Okay, so yeah, so a bit right side. Okay. So when I started my career, I didn't have any qualifications. I didn't have money. I have 2 children depending on me. Back then, I wasn't thinking about ambitions or career growth. I was thinking about one thing: how can I survive? Survival means asking myself every day, do I have enough to put food on the tables? Am I able to pay my bills? Will my children be okay? There were moments when I only had $50 and I had to decide: milk powder for my children or food on the table. The decision stayed with me until now, not because of money, but because of the fear of choosing wrong. I worked 3 jobs a day during that time, as a salesperson knocking doors, okay, as a freelance beautician, as a factory worker at night, because they pay me fast enough. There were nights I didn't sleep. There were days I worked on pure will. At homes, sometimes the electricity was cut off, no lights, no fans. I had to tell my children it was a routine power cut and blame it on the government, okay, for saving energy. That was my way of protecting them, even when I couldn't protect our circumstances. What people didn't see was the emotional part. I was exhausted, but I couldn't say it. I was afraid, but I had no one to tell. I carried the fear quietly. Fear of not being enough, failing as a mother, and one step can undo everything that I worked hard for. And sometimes that quiet endurance was the heaviest part. Then came a point when I realized something. I was very, very tired. And if I didn't change something, my life would never change. I didn't suddenly become brave or confident, but I had to make one decision. I would not want to stay in this survival mode. For me, during that time, a better life didn't mean luxury. It meant security. Do I have enough food, bills to pay off, for medical needs? That was when the survival slowly became possible. Possibility didn't arrive overnight. It came through choices. I chose to learn even when I was tired. I chose to grow even when I was afraid. I asked myself, how can I make myself marketable? How can I contribute meaningfully? And how do I reduce the fear in my life? Because growth for me wasn't about ambitious, it was about reducing my fear. And when the fear reduces, possibility has the space to enter. I learned something very important. Confidence doesn't always come first. Commitment comes first. And confidence will follow later. If you ask me what kept me going, the answer is simple. My children. I didn't just want to survive for them. I wanted to be their role model, their safe space, and their friend. I wanted them to look at me one day and say, hey, she didn't give up, even when it was tough. Love made me brave in quiet ways. If you are in survival mode right now, don't be ashamed of it. Survival builds resilience, it builds discipline, and it builds quiet strength. But don't stay there forever. You need to come out of it. At some point, you must ask yourself, what do I want beyond survival? Possibility doesn't come from luck, it comes from within. It comes from small, consistent decisions, even when you are tired. You don't need to feel confident to move forward. You just need to decide that you deserve more than fear. And when you decide that, possibilities begin. Life will only get better and not worse. This is my family now. Thank you.